Hi lovely, welcome back to my channel. Okay, if you're new here, if you're returning, I told you a little bit about myself, a little bit about my idea behind this channel. If you're not 20 and you don't have your AARP card, you're like me, you're kind of in that limbo in between phase, and you're maybe thinking about revamping your style or what to wear, just kind of getting some ideas. That's why I started this channel. That's what I'm doing here. Today, I'm talking about some summer shoe trends that I hate and what I'll be buying or wearing instead. If you see me glancing down, it's because I got my notes and I don't want to ramble too much. Also, if you see me taking a sip, it's a cup from last night. It's after 5 o'clock. It's sweet tea and sweet tea vodka. Don't judge. We don't do that here. Now, on to the summer shoe trends. One of the first shoe trends that I saw and laughed and guffawed audibly was the Fisherman Shoe. If editing me can do this properly, I'm going to pop up a picture over right here. The Fisherman Shoe, again, if you're like me, depending on where you are in your journey, you probably wore this in late grade school, early junior high. You've worn this. You probably thought it was cute back then, and looking back at that class photo that you wore it in with your baby doll dress, you thought that was a choice. And clearly I was allowed to dress myself that day. It also, maybe this is a cultural thing, maybe it's a regional thing, I don't know. Leave me a comment if this rings any bells. This Fisherman Shoe, doesn't that look like the Stacey Adams? Like if you had an uncle show up in a fit head to toe in these Stacey Adams shoes, you knew he could throw down on the grill. He might or might not, depending on whether or not he wanted to smell smoke in his clothes, but you knew if he showed up in those shoes, the music was going to be popping, the food was going to be great. They look exactly like these leather fisherman shoes. I can't. I won't. Could I? Yes. Will I? No. Not doing it. Not doing it. Did it the first go around? We didn't know better back then. We know better today. We know better now. I'm not doing it. Not going to do it. What I'm thinking about wearing instead of the leather fisherman style shoe, the fisherman sandal, is a pair of simple strappy flats. One that I've already bought are these. These loop around the ankle. They've got a cute little toe strap. They're flats. They go with skirts. They go with shorts. They're going to go with jeans if you wear them. I feel like those are not going to look as heavy on the bottom half of your foot. The fisherman sandal is a chunkier sole. It's a heavier sandal. Sometimes that can also make the bottom part of your leg look heavy. That's not really the look I'm going for. Plus, I remember the first go around, they were heavy as all get out on my feet. Try being 10 years old and trying to be cute in front of somebody on the playground and having these thick tire treads on your feet. No, I'm not doing it again. So that the fisherman sandal, won't be doing that. I'll be going with the strappy sandal instead. Okay? Cool. Okay, the next shoe up that I am not interested in are the Sporty Slides. These are like the athletic looking sandals. Think of, again, if editing me does this well, shove this picture right here. Think of the waterproof Birkenstock, the Birkenstock Arizona, I believe they are, is what I've got here. The Arizona, the Teva Classics, those are like the Sporty Slides or the Sporty sandals. I've got friends that every time the weather is warm, they live in theirs. I've tried them on a couple of times. They are pretty comfortable, and considering I don't have an arch in my foot, so ankle support is really important for me to make sure everything stays stabilized. The Tevas were the one I tried. I think the Chacos are another pair, but the Tevas were the one I tried. They were comfortable, but there was as strange as it sounds, they were shapeless. They just made my foot look very short and blocky. So it made the rest of me kind of look disproportionate. It was very strange. They weren't uncomfortable shoes, but I'm looking for something that can still marry form and function. I don't think you have to go so comfortable to the point you look shapeless and so cute that you're uncomfortable, can't breathe, feet hurt, back hurt, and all out of alignment. There's a meeting spot for the two. Like I said, the Birkenstocks and those Tevas, while they may be very comfortable, I'm looking for something different. And what I'm interested in are just a really simple pair of chic everyday slides. I'll pop the picture up here. Tory Burch has a pair. Sam Edelman has a really nice pair. I'm wanting something that's not just like your basic neutral brown, which is that's no slam. It's a neutral because you can wear it with pretty much anything. But I like this slide because you can get it almost like a wafer thin sole, or you can find one that do have a little more, a little thicker sole, as well as a padded footbed. So you're still going to have something that's comfortable on your feet, easy to jump in and out of, and is versatile. Can wear it the same way you would wear the sporty sandals, but for me just offers a little more versatility. So that's what I'm looking into. The next shoe I absolutely will not be wearing this summer are the Cushioned Flipflops. Let's see if we can get this picture up here. For whomst were these made? Like, what was the purpose? The sole is so thick. To me, like, if you've ever not fully picked your foot up when you're taking a step and you drag the toe of your shoe across, if you do that in these shoes, you're snapping an ankle. You're not just, there's no way you can recover and just try and keep walking. You're face planting, you're probably going to do some damage. I know we just talked about how, sometimes there is form and function, the two can be married. I don't care how comfortable these are. These are hideous. They don't look particularly comfortable. And I'm concerned about the thong that goes between your toe. These look so disproportionately thin that they don't seem like they could handle the full weight of that thick sole as well as your foot. I know I don't really wear flip-flops now. I keep a pair just like for traveling cases, but I can remember like when I was little and always had a pair of flip-flops, I'd blow out at least 2 or 3 pair per summer because the thong part, the little plastic part, would break from the rest of the shoe. I don't see how that wouldn't happen with some of these cushioned flip-flops because the sole 4 inches off rip, but you got like this little tiny 1/2 inch thick T-strap that's trying to, do the heavy lifting for the rest of the shoe. This to me seems structurally unsound. I don't get it. I'm not interested for it. I think they're ugly. I'm definitely not rocking a pair. What I am going to be rocking instead is a simple pair, well-structured pair of flatforms. I bought these. I think the sole is thicker. Got a rubber bottom. It's a thicker sole. It's not huge that I'm concerned. Again, if I don't pick my foot up fully, I'm going to drag my toe, face plant, or fall, bust my knee open, twist my ankle, and everything else. It's still manageable. There's a strap here and a strap here, so it's got stability across the entire part of the shoe. So I'm not worried about that thong having a blowout and then me just having a $90 pair of shoes that I can't look at. And you can't really see, I don't know if you can really tell, but there is some light padding right there. So the sole of your foot is still getting some cushion. It's not just completely flat. I don't even know what the thought process was behind this cushion flip-flop. It's a no for me, dog. Definitely a hard pass. I will be wearing these platforms instead. Okay, the next shoe up that I am not interested in, actually, I actively hate this shoe and I'm concerned, are the fuzzy slides and fuzzy sandals. These Uggs that first of all, the color scheme, I was looking into them and was like, what's the purpose? And then I just kind of fell down this rabbit hole to seeing how many different colors and patterns there were. There were so many pretty ones. This one, Did y'all ever watch the show Fraggle Rock? I saw this and I instantly thought of Fraggle Rock, and I was like, oh, if this was anything else, I'd buy it. On a shoe, that's going to harbor bacteria from your feet. You're going to get it dirty from walking around Walmart or wherever else you're going, and then you're going to track that back in your house, and because it's a really fuzzy fabric, you're going to track that everywhere back in your living space. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We will not be doing that. We will not even be checking for that. We're not interested. What I am interested in instead is a pair of like retro kicks. We'll go ahead and throw this up here. The Pumas, some of the Nike Cortez. In my neighborhood, we called them milkshakes. Not sure why. They brought no one to the yard. But the Nike Cortez, we called them milkshakes. The Nike Daybreaks that are kind of similar, but there's a difference in the sole and some of the structuring. I'm much more interested in those and like those over the fuzzy sandals. And here's why I'm even relating the two. I'm assuming that both of those are really comfortable and feel plush to the feet. That's what you're going to get from some of those. You're going to get the retro vibe, but you're probably and more likely to get the same cushioning effect with a throwback take on a modern look with those retro kicks. So that's why I'm even trying to compare those two. I know one is a sneaker, one is a sandal, but the amount of coverage on the foot, because one, it's covering an awful lot of your foot. It's not as open air as a pair of slides or strappy sandals, but the amount of cushion and that overall warm enclosed feeling that you'll get is why I'm comparing the two. Fuzzy sandals, absolutely not. That seems like a hygienic nightmare. Going with the retro kicks, most definitely. All right, and lastly are the square-toed shoes. Square toes have been having a moment since like late 2019. They were supposed to be the it shoe for 2020. 2020 happened. It was what it was. So the square toe shoe didn't get really as much shine as it was supposed to. So it's still carrying over this year. I'm torn on this one. Because on the one hand, I see the shoe and I'm like, absolutely not. I don't care what fashion house made them. I don't care what color they're in. This is giving me Donald Duck tees real bad. And then I see like some other ones that are really pretty pastel. And I'm like, okay, you may have a point there. I think I see where you're going. Or something with like, chain embellishments, which I love a good chain. And I'm like, okay, again, your argument seems to be valid. So a hardcore square toe, like some of these, nope, just not going to do it for me. And they look like the sole looks like it's paper thin. As I said, I have no arch in my foot. I need something that's a little sturdier. I am interested in this type of square toe because it's braided. It looks like it's got a little more padding to the sole as well as inside the shoe. And some of them have the double straps. So you've got the strap and the support across the top part of your toe as well as back a little further towards the ankle. So you got more stability. You're still gonna have the square toe, but it doesn't feel like it's as much the main focus of the shoe as some of the other ones. I think the braided sandal that has a square toe, the braided strappy part and the toe are going to kind of complement and work together rather than the other shoes where the square toe is like the star of the show and that's all you can see. Because some of those I'm just like, no, was your cobbler in a hurry? Is that why they didn't have time to round that off just to touch? It's just not doing it for me. So hardcore square toe with no compromises, no. Square toe shoe with braided or chain embellishments, I'm very much interested in. So leave me a comment below. Are there any shoe trends that you absolutely loathe that everybody, seems to love, or any of these that you think I'm completely off on? Leave me a comment, let me know, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.